Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of October 17th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Obsidian, the Tarot de Marseille with Red Jasper, and the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Amethyst. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. You might need a combination of messages. And of course, you can pause the video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, let's see what we have for you. A fun fact, I just noticed while shuffling your deck that the 6 of Cups is marked in my deck. It's a little disappointing, but shouldn't change much with how I use tarot. Anyway, let's see what we have for you. Oh, 2 reverse 9s. This is very fitting with the energy coming up. I'm seeing this as delay. Well, this part I'm seeing as a delay. This part is too ambiguous just yet. Let's get the other 2 cards here. And so far, it's looking like we have an entirely reversed reading. Let's just throw down the middle card and see. Yeah. You know, don't panic, first of all, but my initial comment is going to seem a little sarcastic and snarky, but when the only upright card in your reading is the 5 of Swords in the middle of your cross, that isn't particularly inspiring. However, there is guidance to be found in this, and I'm going to help you navigate the energies that are in front of you. So it's looking like this warning that this reading is clearly giving you is about not letting anyone get your goat. I think that right now, the thing that can, how can I say this? Okay, let's say this week, this is going to be dramatic, but trust me, I'm going somewhere, group 1. So let's say that this week is a stick of dynamite and you're carrying it. It is stable enough. Yeah, it's stable enough, but the thing that might light the fuse, this very short fuse on this stick of dynamite for you for this week, group 1, is conflict. Try to remember that the people around you want what's good for you, even though it might not look that way all the time. I think that is the key thing to take away from this. I think that, you know, I'm reading this Hierophant reverse here as not being open to a message that you otherwise should be, but given everything else in this reading, it's totally understandable. So don't beat yourself too much. Don't beat yourself up too much. Just remember that no matter what dramatic ending either has happened or is in store for you for this week, it is setting you up for the next thing. Things aren't always easy, but your wish is still within reach. As a reminder, group 1, I read cards. Essentially, cards mean the same whether they're upright or reversed. I just use the fact that they're reversed as an extra thing that is there in the reading. So just beware of letting your stress and anxiety and overthinking get in your way. I think that right now, the key for you for this week is to try to remain as open as you can to the feedback and opinions of other people. Don't do anything actually stupid, but try to be mindful that the things that other people tell you that might seem stupid or offensive or hurtful, that might not be their intention. And you can take this reading as confirmation that you should work twice as hard to really focus on to really focus on what it is that you're trying to create together with other people. And the fact that this is the Suit of Cups, this could be any relationship in which there's some kind of emotional investment. So it's not like some acquaintance, but try to remember what magic that you want to create together. And if you focus on that and remember that, you know, we're all going through a lot. Next week is probably going to be a doozy. So yeah, try to keep that in mind when you're interacting with other people, because the short fuse that might blow up the stick of dynamite proverbially is to, you know, needlessly engage in conflicts. And you might get the false impression that a needless conflict is needed, so just be mindful of that. I knew a while ago that I was going to pull an advice card. So your advice card is the Eight of Cups in reverse. I'm gonna need a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause the recording. All right, that wasn't very long. And so there are two things that I noticed while I paused. The first thing is what this Eight of Cups reverse is saying. It's saying don't be so quick to run away from the discomfort, because I have the feeling that coming back to the Five of Swords, which has been the central theme of this entire reading, something that might give you the impression that you're avoiding a conflict might be what's steering you towards it. So just be mindful of, you know, this week isn't looking like it's going to be a comfortable one for you, Group 1. However, the things that you do in order to run away from it might be the very cause, you know, that self-fulfilling prophecy. So be mindful of that. The other thing that I notice is a complete absence of fire in this reading. So it's all air, and so it's all thoughts and words with air, emotions with the water here, and we have the earth represented by the Hierophant here. So this could also be an invitation to remember what sparks you, what keeps you, what gets your juices running. That might be something that can help you reconnect with the I think this is a Cerberus, or whatever the fuck this winged lion's head is called, that can help you steer away from unnecessary conflict and not avoid the things that you actually do need to face, so that whatever comes to an end can set you up for the next thing. Yeah, that was a doozy, but thank you very much for trusting me with your reading, Group 1. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. No, this is the top one. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you. You know the deal, my Marseille people. I'm going to throw down all 5 cards. I'm going to pause the recording, and then I will see what your reading actually is. Give me a second here. Okay. I sense a theme building for this week in general. I may or may not mention it at the top of the Oracle card portion, depending on what Group 3's reading ends up being. But regardless of that, I'll see you right now, Group 2. Group 2, this reading weirdly is looking good for you in the sense that I have the feeling that this week is going to be the final stretch of something that you've been working on for a while, and I sense bringing this to a completion to maybe begin the next cycle. However, it's gonna you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to earn it, represented obviously by the tower here. But there's another thing. This image came to me when I was looking at the strength card at the bottom of your deck. You know when a dog swallows something that they shouldn't, and you're like, you have to pry their mouth open to take it out of their jaw? That is the precise image that I got looking at the strength card here at the bottom of your deck. So I think that whatever whatever this proverbial dog swallowed is going to be what you've been after for a while, but it's not looking like he's going to give it up easily. So please keep that in mind, and also please remember to I'm thinking of the meme phrase, never stop not stopping. I have the feeling that you are the fire bringing, causing the calamity in the fire, in the tower card here. So if you're willing to step into that role, then I can see some benefit to that. Now, there is a warning implied in this reading, which is the absence of cups. Normally, I don't pay that much attention to that when I read Marseille, but given these three cards specifically, it seems important to mention. So as you're, wrestling, trying to pry your dog's mouth open so you can get the treat that you've been after for all this time, just remember that your dog has feelings and might not understand why what you're doing is necessary. But yeah, just try to be mindful of that and to not say anything that you might regret later. However, it is going to require some yang energy on your part. It's the masculine one. I'm pretty sure yin is feminine and yang is masculine. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be quite a ride for you if you're willing to embark on it. But there's a nice juicy prize for you on the other side of it. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I think that is it for you, group 2. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. And last but not least, we have group 3, my all amethyst crew. Let's see what we have for you. Whoop. There we go. So, nice. So we have stability and emotional control are the main themes for you, at the expense of maybe a warning of that you actually do have to take action. But honestly, this is looking like a really good reading, especially considering the other 2 readings that I gave. Some of you may have chosen more than one tarot deck. So, good for you if you also chose group 3. Let me just see here. So, what I was contemplating is the devil in the middle of your reading. It's looking like you have the opportunity to break free from something, break free from some illusion that has been, for lack of a better word, keeping you stuck. I don't like that phrase. Based on everything else in this reading, besides, okay, now I see what was making me say that. The only card in your reading proper that is reversed is the Knight of Coins here. And we also have the 7 of Coins at the bottom of your deck who's reversed. But the bottom of the deck, depending on how I count it, sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't part of the reading. Anyway, so yeah, it's looking like you have an opportunity to break free from something that's been keeping you stuck. And I think that given that, I can understand the hesitation because again, I almost went this whole reading without mentioning this. The thing that I mention every time that I pull the devil, the chains around these people's necks are loose fitting. They can take the chains off of the. They can take the chains off from around their necks and walk away whenever they so choose. However, they don't think they can, and. This reading right here is a reminder that not only can you, but you're in a good position to. All you need to do is, start if you don't feel that you can take the proverbial chains off from around your neck, how about you just start by putting your hands around the chain and seeing how loosely they fit around your neck. And then maybe, you know, just tug a little upwards and see how your chin and the back of your head aren't offering any resistance, and so forth. You might want to baby step it, but this is a window of opportunity for you to do it. And I would encourage you to be gentle with yourself, and to also like actually start trotting away from the devil, you know, because again, it's the King of Cups could be saying one of two things, and they're both good. It could either say that you already have the emotional mastery to actually see what it's like away from the devil, or that is what awaits you once you decide to start walking away from it. So yeah, I think that summarizes your reading pretty well. I would invite you, if you don't want to watch me put your cards away, to use the timestamps to jump a couple seconds to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. All right, Oracle card time. I hope everyone, you know, took solace in their reading if they didn't enjoy it per se. We have an eclipse coming up next week that this week is basically gearing up for, which kind of might have some kind of explanation as to why these readings came off the way they did. But regardless of anything, let's get to the Oracle cards. Group A, your card is the Guide. Very interesting energy. Let me see. So the light attribute for the Guide is represents the nature of the divine life in. Let me start over. The light attribute is represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. The shadow attribute is places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Okay, so it's funny. The way I'm reading it in the context of these readings is if you have the opportunity, this week will be an opportunity for you to be an inspiration and an example to others, despite what you might think, and to not, like the putting financial gain aside in front of teaching others, I see that more as undue skepticism of others, to just trust that others are coming from this higher place as well. So that could be something for you to focus on this week, Group A. Group B, your card is the new moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. You bring a lot to the table. Know your worth. I'm suddenly reminded, given the readings that I just gave, for some of them, I'm reminded of the phrase dominate but don't domineer. So yes, it is important to know your worth, and take that more as a reason to not let others walk over you and to tell you what's what, but also don't use that as an excuse to tell others what's what and to dominate them, you know? So just find that balance, but ultimately this is for you to not forget the value and the worth that you bring to the table. Group C, your Egyptian god is Shu, with a message of order and peace. So for me, I'm taking this as an invitation to keep the peace for this week. There's one reading in particular where this is absolutely on point. It's really obvious which one it is, but to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's for this week, to put an emphasis on that, to make sure that everything is in its proper place, and to avoid making needless mistakes throughout the week. So yeah, you know, I'm reminded of pilots and surgeons who have checklists to make sure that they don't forget anything before taking off or cutting their patient open. Try to use that as a kind of guiding principle for you throughout this week. And finally, Group D, your card is Excitement. This is Mercury in Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini, so this is very interesting. Let me take a moment to absorb this card here. We have this... Okay, so what I will say, I noticed that the old guy on the horse is blowing a horn, and that's what's actually like either causing or linked to all these rays that are shooting out. So here's the thing. This card is very tricky to interpret based on some of the readings that I gave, so I'm going to ignore that for now and then try to circle back to the reading where this might be trickier to interpret. But get excited. This is supposed to be fun, and you know I think it's a Chinese proverb. I often hear it referred to as such. You know, may you live in interesting times. These are very interesting times that we're going into, and it's okay to be excited about the position that you're in to address these interesting times. Now, for the group that might be a little tricky, if you also pulled this card and Group 1, I'm calling you out. For you, I would say, what would I say? Actually, give me a second. I'll be right back for you, Group 1D. Okay, cool. I'm so glad I took a moment to pause. So, be excited, also be wise at what you get excited about, to make sure that you get, it's basically like some leopard or cobra or any animal that's a predator, to just stalk and patiently wait for the opportunity and then strike, to strike with your enthusiasm and your excitement. Because, you know, the warning that was inherent in your reading is taking things too personally, which can be a double-edged sword. So just be mindful of that. But if you're mindful of the discernment that you need to have with you, Group 1D, then when you see the opportunity for something that excites you, don't be afraid to lay into that, all right? So, on that note, thank you very much for watching. If your reading resonated with you in any way, or if you appreciate the video in any way, I would really appreciate a thumbs up in this video. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, or observations below in the comments. And with that, let's get ready for eclipse season. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon.